Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. It's your girl, Maria Milagros here. And during the month of April, we're talking about releasing the things that are holding us back from being our most productive selves at work, from being our most present people in our relationships, in our lives, in our business, and so on and so forth. So this week in particular, we're talking about lies and the lies that hold us back. And I'm building this on two well-known scriptures. The first is, as a man or woman thinketh, so he is. And then the second is, the power of life and death is in the tongue. So specifically, we need to focus on the lies that we're thinking and allowing ourselves to believe and then become, and the lies that we are repeating about ourselves over and over and over, because the truth of the matter is that the foundation of our lives are built on our thoughts and our words. So when we start to change our thoughts and change our words, life gets better. So some of the lies you might be telling yourself or repeating is that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that you're not deserving. Maybe they're along the lines of you're not pretty enough, you're not young enough, you're not thin enough, or healthy enough. Sometimes we tell ourselves we're not old enough, mature enough, we're not smart enough, we're not intelligent or strong enough, right? And those lies, all of those lies come from this premise of not feeling like you're enough of something. And the truth of the truth of the truth is that when those lies arise, they feel so uncomfortable because that's not the truth about who you are. When we stay centered in who we are and whose we are, then we're able to not just combat the lies, but also to allow the lies to fade into the background until they become nothingness. So here's the thing. That part of us that knows that it's not true, that those lies aren't true, is the part that we need to start doing the work to pull that part of ourselves up to the forefront so that those thoughts become the predominant, encouraging, empowering thoughts that we carry, and then it becomes the words that we use in our lives. So last week when we talked about time and the clock, I asked you to start paying attention to when you limit yourself, saying, oh, I want to do this by the time I'm 30, I want to do that by the time I'm 35, because then when we start doing that to ourselves, we're creating unrealistic expectations and we're limiting enjoying the adventure. And sometimes we create expectations, and then even when we're on the path and we realize this is not what we want, we'll keep going just because we said it out loud and we have to prove something. We have nothing to prove. And that's another lie. You have something to prove. You have something to defend. You have something to control. That's a lie. So I wanted to talk about the lies, because the truth of the matter is you are enough. You already are. You are loved and lovable. You are beautiful. You are intelligent. You are creative. You are resourceful. When you can't figure it out, if it's something that you really want, you'll figure it out. We all do, right? So those are the things that are the truth about us. So here's my tip for you for this week. We have to start paying attention. I mean, crazy attention to the things that are popping up in our heads. And we have a tendency to let those thoughts not just move in, but we give them the spare bedroom. We put chocolates on the pillow and we make it breakfast every morning. You know what I mean? We run the bath for it and put Epsom salts and those bubbly things for these thoughts. And we give them a cozy place to stay and live because we let them run into themselves and become this monster of a thing that's taken over our lives. We have the power and control to be able to acknowledge the thought, right? Because we already know that we cannot rectify what we do not identify. So we have to acknowledge the thing before we can become better at repairing and fixing and replacing, rather, the thing. So what we have to do is, when we notice that those thoughts pop up and we start to feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, then we have to step almost away from that thought, from those words, from that lie, and allow it to become, this is going to sound a little crazy, but this works. We have to allow it to become a separate part of the self, right? So it becomes this separate thing, and we say, hey, I see you. I know why you're here. You think that this is scary, or you think that we can't handle this, or you think, and that, I get where you're coming from, but that's not true. The truth is, I can handle this. The truth is, I can figure this out. The truth is, even if I can't, I have a community of people who can help me. The truth is, I am good enough. The truth is, there's the only one of me. The truth is, I am beautiful. The truth is, I am a masterpiece. The truth is, I am working at getting better at being the best version of myself. The truth is, and then what happens is the more that we're aware when those thoughts pop up, we acknowledge them and then we replace them, or rather cover them gently with love and the truth, they stop eventually coming up. So, and I'm telling you this because I lived in that place, and I lived in a really deep, dark depression for many years. And even after I climbed myself out of the depression, clawed myself out of the depression, there was still times that something would pop up, like, you're not pretty enough. And then I would have to go, yes, I am. Because I'm the only one of me. Nobody else looks like me. There might be people who look similar, but no one else is me. I'm the prettiest version of me. And then it would feel like, oh, okay. And that lie eventually started to fade into the background. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, what happened when I started my business was the thoughts that came into my head were, you're never going to make it. You're not going to be able to survive on this business alone. You're not. And I realized, like, you're right. I can't do it on my own. That's why I need to stay connected to my source. And I know that I was called to do this work. So I'm going to trust and move in that place of trust. And every time these things would pop up, I would have to have a conversation with it. Like, I see you. I know why you're here. I get it. This is scary, but it's also very exciting. And I was called to do this work, and we're going to be okay. And here's the truth of the matter. Every month we've been okay. Like, it works out because I just trust and believe that it will. And I started changing the way that I was thinking and the words that I was using. A lot of times people take that scripture, the power of life and death is in the tongue, and they're literally talking about dying and living, like dead in the grave and alive. But the truth is that we are either dying or living while we're alive. So we have a choice. Do you want to exist, or do you want to fully live? And fully living comes with self-awareness and acknowledgement and saying, oh, I see that thought, and that thought is hindering. And I'm going to go ahead and release you. Thank you for showing up. And then I'm going to replace you with this truth, right? If you don't know about affirmations, I'll put the video at the end for affirmations, because you need to go ahead and learn about affirmations, because then you'll have things to replace the lies with. So that's what I have for you, because when we do that, when we start replacing the lies, we start taking responsibility to catch the thought, to catch the words, and replace it in a very gentle and loving way. And I say gentle and loving because if we attack ourselves and say, oh my gosh, I'm so dumb, I'm so stupid, I keep doing that to myself, I'm such an idiot, you're just fueling the lies. You're doing more of the lying. Instead, you can say, I've been doing that for a long time, and I'm reversing an old program. And it's going to take me some time. But each time I get better. And each time it happens faster. And I'm getting better and better every day. Like that's a gentle, kind, loving way to deal with self. That's how we should be dealing with self, rather than like, oh, I'm such an idiot. You're not an idiot. It's new. It's new. And new takes time. And new is a process. And a process takes time. That's all. So I want you to move through that space gently and loving. Acknowledging, releasing, like, thank you for showing up, I release you, and then replacing it with a truth. And again, if you don't know about affirmations, I'm going to post the video at the end so you can learn all about affirmations. So that's what I have for you, because again, when we do that, not only do I find that I'm more productive and creative and efficient when it comes to work, but I'm also more present and loving when it comes to my relationships and my at-home stuff. So this stuff, taking the time to check yourself and to be aware of what's happening, is going to create for you truly a well-rounded quality life. That's freedom. That's what the freedom of Super Sparkly Everything is about. That's what the joy and the happiness is about. And when we're able to, again, to look at those lies and release them and then replace them with truth, and we get better and better at doing that, we get happier and happier. And when we're happier, we're healthier, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, so on and so forth. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this helped you in some way. If you know someone who can benefit from it, please go ahead and share it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to talk more about this, that's what the comment section is for. Don't be scared of the comment section. Go ahead and post your replies in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you have any other questions. I hope you have a great rest of your week and a fantastic, super sparkly, self-aware, lie-releasing, truth-telling kind of weekend. Love you. Bye-bye.